Alright, guys, get comfortable because this is going to be a long one. I might even have to break it into two parts. So I should probably start by saying no, I haven't read the book. Of course not. And I don't have to. I think it's pretty stupid when people say, well, you have to read the book first. Actually, no, I don't. Reading a book should never be a prerequisite to seeing a movie. The movie should be able to stand on its own, and if it can't, well then it shouldn't have been adapted from the book in the first place. Once again, Stephenie Meyer managed to create a lead character that is so incredibly passive it's not even funny. Just like Bella in Twilight, Wanderer or Wanda or Melanie or whatever the hell you want to call her, basically just stands around and watches things happen throughout the movie. The movie happens to her. She's exactly like Bella in this regard, and anytime that she tries to take charge and actually do something, she doesn't think it through too much and just stumbles through it. The scene in the desert and the scene in the medical center are just two examples, and you'll see them later in this review. Now, it's pretty obvious that just like Twilight, this movie isn't aimed towards me. It's mostly targeted to young women and girls, which is fine, but that doesn't mean that the movie has to be void of a strong female lead character who drives the narrative and acts as a positive influence. Even The Hunger Games had Katniss. She knew how to get things done. There are tons of strong female leads in movies, and yes, even in romance movies. Ever see Annie Hall? Or When Harry Met Sally? In 500 Days of Summer, the character, Summer, wasn't exactly a damsel in distress. In The Host, relationships are formed by abruptly kissing a stranger. And the two male characters are completely drained of any personality at all. Seriously, if it wasn't for their different haircuts, you wouldn't be able to tell these two apart. At least in Twilight, Edward sparkled and Jacob didn't. That was at least something. The movie takes place in the future and talks about how aliens took over Earth by occupying most of our bodies. So now on Earth there's no hunger or fighting or basically anything bad. The whole planet is just peaceful. And it makes you kind of wonder, I mean, why would they do this? Were things that shitty on their home planet that they had to come here and take over our bodies? You'd think that if they could come to Earth and fix everything, that they'd have quite the utopia back home. But then again, who knows? Maybe this is some sort of community service for them or a charity. Maybe they're kind of like the Salvation Army of the galaxy. And if it sounds like I'm nitpicking already, it's because I am. Fuck it, I had to sit through this movie. I'll pick it to pieces if I have to. At least that'll provide some sort of entertainment value, because the movie provided none. In all seriousness, it's not that big of a deal. It would just be nice to know why they came here, because at this point you just have to assume there's some kind of space Nazis who are just trying to take over everything, which completely contradicts everything that they preach in this movie. Either that or their home planet was destroyed by the Empire or eaten by Galactus. Actually, that probably would have been a better way to start the movie. Anyways, apparently there's a few humans left on Earth that haven't been taken over by the aliens, and they're labeled as rebels. Like this chick, Melanie, who is our main character and right now is in this building being hunted by aliens. She tries to make an escape and falls from a considerable height. I mean, it was quite the fall. She even cracked the concrete. So I think it's safe to say that she's dead, and physics would most likely agree.
Barely a bone not broken or organ ruptured. I cannot tell you why she is not dead.
Wait, what? Gee, doctor, barely a bone not broken or an organ not ruptured, and you just can't tell us why she's not dead? How convenient!
This one wants to live.
Oh, okay, well that just explains everything then. So they heal her wounds with some kind of space juice and put the alien jellyfish inside of her. Once again, we get yet another dose of shitty writing.
What shall I call you? You have lived many lives on many worlds. A wanderer such as yourself, there must have been a name.
Call me Wanderer.
So this is how they pick their names? What they do? You wander around a lot. Call me Wanderer then.
No! 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 I didn't die. I didn't die. That's right. I'm still here. Don't think this is yours. This body is mine. No. Mine.
So this is it. This is what this is gonna be. An alien soul fighting with a human soul inside of a body. I can't wait. So then the Wanderer is going to use Melanie's memories to help track down other rebels. She tells a story about how Melanie's father killed himself to avoid being taken over by the aliens. Wow, real stand-up guy. Instead of using the gun to fight the aliens and protect his family, he just commits suicide and lets his children fend for themselves. Then she has a dream of when she first met Jared. Can you tell this was an adaptation of a Stephenie Meyer novel yet? Guy sees girl, girl sees guy, guy kisses girl.
You're human.
What did you expect to happen? Sneak up behind someone, pull a knife on them, and then force yourselves on them? Most people in this situation would probably assume that rape is coming next. Then he has to chase her down and tackle her just to talk to her. Gee, you know, if your approach was a little bit better in the beginning, this probably wouldn't have been necessary. Seriously, based on all the movies I've seen that are based on Stephenie Meyer novels, I'm beginning to wonder if she has any idea of how people actually communicate or develop relationships. Maybe she's an alien. That could explain things. So the Wanderer starts telling the aliens all about Melanie's past, about how her and Jared and her brother lived in this area that wasn't discovered by the aliens yet. So here's my next question. How are you getting food and supplies? Searching through the memories, the Wanderer sees where Melanie hid her brother, but she doesn't tell the Seeker? So wait a second, this alien is 1,000 years old, has occupied hundreds of hosts on multiple planets, and all of a sudden is realizing what they're doing is wrong and developing a moral compass now?
No, wait! Stop! You were not meant to see that. You can't know that. That could kill them.
What do you mean that could kill him? It's just a fucking squiggly line. That could be a horizon anywhere. Or just a fucking squiggly line. Yeah, I'm sure someone's gonna see that and be like, I know exactly where that is, let's get him! More memories of basically nothing. Hey, here's an idea. Instead of spending your time dancing and making out, maybe you should be worried with how you're going to survive, maybe finding more rebels somewhere. So the plan here is to get a healer. By the way, that's what the aliens call doctors, obviously. And for some reason, they think the healer is going to help them. And then after a while of driving, and I mean a while because they started driving at night and now it's daytime, the Wanderer doesn't know where they are.
You sent us in the wrong direction. You have been putting thoughts in my head to distract me.
What the hell are you talking about? Melanie managed to distract you with memories, so now you don't know where you're going? I thought your species was supposed to be superior in every way. Apparently, you've managed to eliminate all the bad things on Earth, like war and pollution, even though there's really no indication of this because, I mean, they're still driving cars. Old cars, I might add, which are generally not as fuel efficient. And I thought this was the future, so where would you even find these cars in such good condition? And now you've let some sappy memories from a teenager distract you while driving? So much for that whole superior species thing.
We are going to Fort Worth. No!